Zach, that last Cleveland possession, obviously the big pass by Jameis, but your pressures, sending a lot of guys, was the pressure up to that point, adequate, and did you feel like you had to send more guys to compensate?
Yeah, I think in that situation, they're right there. They ended up doing a good job of getting right down that line of the edge of field goal range. So we're trying to knock them out of field goal range, and then make it as far as field goal as possible. And then worst case scenario, at least if they are going to score, they score fast to give our offense a chance to go down there and give them a chance to score and win the game. So that was kind of the thinking that was going in behind how we called the game, how aggressive we were at that point in time.
The pass rush and the coverage obviously go hand in hand. What's your view of the pass rush and how you kind of balance calling blitzes and getting after the quarterback and just the view of the pass rush overall?
Yeah, I think you just said it perfectly. Like rushing coverage works perfectly. It has to work perfectly together for it to work. I mean, you can have great coverage, but now the quarterback holds on to the ball, and just the nature of the National Football League, the quarterback has a lot of time. No matter how good your coverage is, he's going to be able to find, and guys are going to be able to get open. And on the flip side, if your coverage gets there, you have to be able. If your rush gets there, your coverage has to be able to sustain at least early on, so the rush has a chance. So we've had great examples of the rush and coverage working together, and when it works together, I mean, it's beautiful. When not, right now, it's not clicking as much as we need it to be. So we got different ways that we're trying to look at and find ways where we can generate, pressure, obviously with blitzes, but just with the four-man rush and just marrying the coverage and the rush together. So we're on the same page, and I think that will help lead for more big plays for us and eliminate big plays for the offense.
Zach, we saw it on the Tillman slant touchdown, and it's not the first time. Why is it happening that the other team is snapping the ball and the Ravens defense isn't ready?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Obviously, we want to make sure that we get lined up. I got to make sure I get the call in fast enough for those guys. So it's a combination of those things. But I think that we got a good resolution to those problems, getting the call in fast, keeping things simple, and going out there executing. But obviously, it's costing us at critical points of the game. So I got to do a better job, and we got to do a better job of executing and with the communication. And I think that we got a great plan going forward to make sure that we take care of that, because you definitely you want to be able to be lined up to give yourself a chance. If you're not lined up, I mean, that's, you're giving the offense an easy way off the hook.
If your guys hold on to some interceptions, the entire story about the defense is probably very different. How frustrating is that, and has it affected then the way you make calls, knowing the guys have not made some of those plays?
Yeah, it's frustrating. Obviously, we expect to make those plays. I mean, it's National Football League. We look at interceptions when they throw right in our hands like a free throw in basketball. You got to make those. So we look at it. Our guys are working hard at it. And it doesn't change the way that I'm calling it or we're looking at it as a defensive staff or coaches, because our guys are in position to make plays. Our job as coaches is to help those guys, put them in the best possible position as possible. So we always striving for that. And guys, they've been in position a lot of times, and I'm confident that they're going to come down with those plays. So we just keep coaching it, keep coaching, tracking the ball, catching the ball, work extra on catching and tracking the ball. And then when those opportunities come, we got to capitalize on them. So nobody's more frustrated than the guys who've had those opportunities. So, we appreciate the attention to detail that they've taken to make sure that we come up with those opportunities next time they present themselves.
Zach, coming up with those opportunities, do you think that's sort of a mental issue, a confidence issue? I mean, is that more sort of kind of putting pressure on yourself when you see the ball coming toward you?
I don't know. I think the crazy enough is it could be a mental issue or a confident issue, but with our guys, I don't see it as a confident mental issue, because they're a very confident group. They're still mentally strong. They're catching some interceptions in practice, which is good. Now we got to take it over to the game. So I expect them to keep on attacking the football, and I know for a fact, I'm confident that we're gonna start coming away with those. So it's gonna be good for us.
Zach, if like a fan came up to you in the grocery store or something, and said, maybe it's somebody who's not locked into all the details of the team, and they just said to you, "Why is this thing not working as well now as it was at this time last year?" What would be your answer?
That's good. That's a good question. My answer would be like, everything doesn't, even though you put in the work, everything doesn't come together as fast as you may want it to. All you can do is continue to grind, continue to chase perfection, and continue to work at it. And that's what we're doing. And we know that the work that we're putting in, we know that attention to detail that we're doing is going to pay off. And Obviously it sounds like a broken record, been saying that for a couple weeks, but I honestly, truly believe that with the coaches and the players that we have, it's going to come together, and it's going to come together at the right time, and it's going to be big for us down this last half of the season.
Yeah, Zach, big picture, when things aren't going as well as you want them to be, how much do you say to yourself, well, we have to change some of what we're doing to get different results versus, hey, I believe in what we've built here, we need to be patient for it to come together?
Yeah, you look at all of it. I think you'll be crazy if you look at some things and be like, you don't have to change some stuff up. So we've been looking at that hard, look and see what our guys can go out there and absolutely execute to the highest level and feel confident in, and we're going to do that. And also you look at some of the things that you may not have executed like you wanted to, but you're looking at the rules, the fundamentals, and the principles of everything is sound, and we've got examples of doing that well. So you just continue to try to coach that up. So it's a good balance you have to find. But here we're always about what can our players do, and what can they execute at a high level and go out there and play confident and fast. So we're always looking at that. And me personally, I don't care what we run, what coverage you run. If we got to blitz a whole bunch, if we don't have to blitz at all, whatever these guys can go do, whatever's going to help us play at a high level of defense, that's what we're going to do.
Zach, how concerned are you about the health status of your interior, of your defensive line right now, and how does that impact the way you may call the game?
Yeah, man. Obviously we got some guys that are banged up. We'll see if they make it to the game Sunday. Obviously, those guys are very important players for us, but the guys we got behind them, I'm excited about. They've been getting some good work in practice. So here in Baltimore, the interior D-line is something we take serious, and we always have a contingency plan for that. And I don't think that's going to really change, the way we call it. We have to adapt in game, we will, but I don't think that's going to change the way. We got big guys from the starters, from the depth pieces, big, strong, physical guys who know how to play square and get after it.
Zach, when you have a guy like Marcus Williams who used to playing every snap every week, doesn't play at all, do you feel the need to explain the reasoning behind that, not just to him but to the entire secondary or the entire defense, so they sort of understand the big picture of what's going on? Yeah,
we had those conversations together with Marcus, obviously, and then with the defense on a personal level. So we kept those in house. We had those conversations, and one thing I say about Marcus is the way he handled what went down is great, man, and he's just a great teammate. He's been a pro since he's been here. He handled last week like a pro, so I'm excited to see how we move and how he moves going forward. So like I got up here and said last week, I got all the confidence in Marcus Williams. So like I said, he had a great day of practice today, great day of practice yesterday, and I think that the best is to come for him.
Zach, the simulated pressures that were really effective a lot last year, and particularly the Bills this year really well, don't seem to be as effective currently. Going back and look, do you think, is there a tipping at all going on of letting them know as you study it, why do you think it's not been as effective?
Yeah. I think it's just a combination of things of we're getting there, but the coverage is just a tick off, or we making a misstep. So I think it's been effective for us. It's been good for us, but at certain times it hasn't been. And then like I've been saying, the offense has been capitalizing on those those mistakes we've been making. So I think the pressures, the simulated pressures specifically, are good. I think you see guys in the backfield, guys causing havoc at a high rate, but now we just got to continue to put together the rush and the coverage together.
Zach, do you feel that the scheme, the plays that you're calling, successful because plays have been there to be made, they have been made, and they've been well within reach of making them, and it's just execution and building off of those?
Yeah, I think it's that every week we come up with a game plan. We've been confident in the game plan, feel like the game plan's been good, and the players are the ones who give us confidence in the game plan. So have we come up short on some plays? Yes. Can I do a better job? Yes. You ask the players if they can do a better job? Yes. So we all in this together. So obviously I could call quote unquote would be a bad play, but we go out there and get a sack, fumble, or interception. Now to everybody else looks like a good play. So the players make it happen. Like I said, I think we're gonna be fine, man. Like the confidence isn't wavering on our side, on their side. The play call is the play call. we think every play call is a good play call. It's on the sheet, for a reason, going into the week. So we'll come down with those opportunities like we're talking about. We just got to execute at a better level, and us as coaches got to make sure that we do a better job of just making sure everybody understands exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to do it.
Zach, I know a lot goes into game day inactive decisions, but David Ajaba was inactive for the first time this past Sunday. What are you seeing from him, and what do you want to see from him moving forward to maybe become more of a factor for a pass rush that you guys want to improve?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff goes into the game day actives and stuff, and just Ajaba, he's been doing a good job for us. He's been physical. He's been a hammer in there. Him being active had nothing to do with his play. So I'm excited for him. He's been out here working, grinding, and like I said, it's a lot that goes into active. It could be something that's not going on even with your position or your side of the ball. So that is what it is, and but Ajaba's doing a great job for us.
With Nnamdi, I know he's seen a lot of attention, a lot of double teams. It can be frustrating when the production isn't what it was the previous year. How are you kind of coaching him and guiding him through that? What are you seeing from Nnamdi?
Yeah, I see the same player. I mean, obviously teams are starting to pay a little bit more attention to him. So we're trying to find different ways to move him around, keep the offense off balance, single him up. But he's not discouraged. I told him, keep playing how you playing, keep studying how you studying, and the numbers are going to come. So it's just like somebody who's going on a streak or whatever, like shooting, like a great 3-point shooter. Okay, you're a great shooter, right? You're shooting. You might not be getting all those opportunities to make shots, but when it all hits, you go on the streak. So I think we'll see that from Beeks here soon, man. He's been playing great football for us. He's going to continue to play great football for us, and the numbers are going to come soon.
Thank you, Zach.
Cool.